You're not calling stalling.
They probably have that over. They probably have
It'd be something
that
to watch.
Overseas.
No, wait,
the buns.
wait.
He's saying Iowa's buns on the NIL recruiting.
I couldn't understand that comment. Explain this to me.
That's hip talk, man. Come on. America, we're cakewalking, baby. I'm stopping by fireworks on the way home.
If I said to you, is there one single matchup, potential matchup, likely matchup that happens this year that you're most anticipated for? What would that matchup be? Like, will the Dragons be holding lightsabers? I'm just trying to get a premise of what this show. Do I need to wear a tin hat while I'm watching this?
Are you going to stop and grab your wand and cape before you get home in time to watch that? Oh, guys, the Dragon show's on tonight.
The Dragon time.
All right, folks, welcome back to PEG Wrestling. We are here. Tuesdays with Wayne. Breaking news this week. A lot to talk about. Russia pulled out. We kind of called that coming, but listen, before we get into it and all the news this week, folks, our comment of the week, hey, we forgot last week. And so I thought, wow, unbelievable, man. Someone was missed out on being a comment of the week. This week, it's Ronnie, who made a couple comments on last week's show.
Okay.
Iowa, going to be tough to podium. They buns on MIL recruiting. I was buns. Now, I was not exactly sure if he was referring to hot dog or hamburger buns or potato roll, which is my personal preference. But the buns. He's saying I was buns on the NIL recruiting.
I couldn't understand that comment. Explain this to me.
That's hip talk, man. Come on.
What? Hip talk?
They buns.
What? I thought, what?
You gotta get hit, man.
What?
You gotta get you.
Buns? Is he talking about the women's team? What?
Well, maybe. Along with that, Claw said they'd love to have us call the next Claw matches. So, hey, I have 3 GoPro Matside cameras ready to rock and roll, and we can commentate.
Did you ever make a post, whether it be on some sort of forum or comment or something or email, and as soon as you sent it, you realized...
Yeah, it was a little weird. Yeah.
Well, that's Claw. That's Claw now thinking, what's the chances they'll just forget about that? No, we're not forgetting, Claw. We're not forgetting. Yeah. No, we'll see.
That'd be fun.
I mean, we got to prove
high schools too. I'm going to reach out to some high schools. We get our resume built up. First.
Yeah. Well, how about this?
Local high schools, Gettysburg College. I'm going to be calling.
Yeah, as a proposal, we'll send you when we finally get to do it. We've never done one, have we?
We did a football game. Well, you did a football game. I technically have never called.
I want to call a match with you.
Now I would be. I mean, if people thought you were good, I'm at least twice as good. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, come on.
You're claiming to be the Rock Harrison here.
I mean, you heard me go hand in hand with Sparks live.
If you're the Rock Harrison or Shane Sparks, who am I then?
I don't know. I don't know what that role would be.
I don't know.
What are our roles now exactly?
We've seen a couple communication majors call matches at these, whatever, Indiana University, Penn State would show up, and they just go pluck a communication major. Hey, you want to call the match? It goes right down the line that you're working. Yeah. Well, where's the end zone?
I don't have a clue.
No clue.
We would though, folks. We would. So
yeah.
Throwing it out there. But, all right, the big news: Russia pulled out of the Olympics. Not really that big of an impact. I guess really only 2 weight classes, right?
No, everyone, all 6, added to the excitement of the Olympic wrestling experience. It's a hit. And Zach, I really didn't want to go down this avenue because it's such a negative avenue and it just makes you sick, and I don't want to spend our episodes ranting, but if you give me a paragraph and just let me say, look, I don't care if it's the end zones or on the back of our helmets or whether it's the Olympic Committee making take your politics out of our sports.
Well, that's what I said was my presidential move.
Oh,
President.
you guys can we have one thing where you take all your filthy politics, I don't care which side, take them and just get them out. This is where we go to turn off all that ugliness.
Yeah. Well,
corruption.
Okay. Now, that was the negative. On the positive, how about America? We're cakewalking, baby. I'm stopping by fireworks on the way home. We're celebrating. We're dominating.
Yeah.
Get out, Russia. I don't care.
You know what?
You don't want to play? Get out.
Okay, you know what this
America, baby.
This reminds me of this. Corey and his brother, Zach and his brother Corey, they hold this annual cornhole tournament. Okay, they go over to the old age home. They get a couple teams from there. They go over. They got you.
That would be you.
The fourth. They go over to the elementary school, grab a couple teams there. We got some disabled teams over here. And then you guys keep winning it every year off of all these scrubs teams. And it's like, I guess you can feel
throw the
good.
Challenge out to BEG fans next year.
When America dominates, which...
We're going to, right?
Well, you got Iran. There's some. I'm overstating this because there are plenty of great matches, and I am still looking forward to it. I'm just upset as all of you, that please, these athletes had nothing to do with this war, and enough. I don't know if the Olympic committee or something, they want to be, look at me, look how much I care, I'm banning them, I want to show I'm against this war. Of course we're all against this war. Stop it Just let the athletes compete. We're all competing. Okay,
We want war on the mat. That's the war we want. How about Sidakov getting off the mat and going in a cage, officially announcing transition to MMA?
Can you imagine how frustrated all of them are?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are ready to go. This is what they worked their whole life. And some committee who decides to play little politics. Let me play my little, I got this much power. Daggone if I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use this power, show you how much power I got. I might even ban some people. Seriously, Zach, am I down the wrong street here?
That's politics, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in power wants to make changes, but
there's a lot of.
Or they like to flex.
There's so much that kind of negative this week, and the whole we've been talking about the pay to play, and there is no way to stop it. A poster, a commenter on our Facebook page, he said something that I couldn't refute it. He said you can't stop it. Whoever wants to give someone money to come to their university, they'll start the XYZ T-shirt company.
Well, that's just like all the billionaires.
There's your NIL.
Taxes, dude. Billionaires there's so many loopholes to not avoid paying taxes. Yes, there's just loopholes in every system. So he's right. At the end of the day, and you're referencing the Bo Bassett Friday night episode.
So I say, and everyone keeps saying, Wayne, this is the way it is. Just deal with it. Okay, let's deal with it. But that's turn the page and actually deal with it and state it for what it is. Folks, we have pay to play now. Now, whether someone else suggested maybe we need to put divisions of this pay to play. You got your big money, Michigan's, Iowa's, Penn State's, and whatnot in this division. Some teams don't have that kind of money, and it's unfair for you to expect them to be able to compete here and then have a cap maybe on it. Like we have caps on football, we have caps on pro sports.
Salary cap. Yes.
Yeah. So if we have a pro sport here, that's what we have. We have a pro sport. And I say turn the page, call it for what it is, and division it up, cap it up, whatever you need to do to try to keep it as fair as possible. That we don't want to be losing colleges because of this thing. And remember, they all are losing money anyway. So, to give universities any you know what? I'm going to just shut up because I'm sounding like little rant Wayne here.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if I hate that. I know everyone's just gut reaction is, I hate it because it's different. But
it could be cool if it's just
Dude, I mean, if these wrestlers are getting paid here's how I'm thinking about it. If these wrestlers are going to start making that kind of money in college, I mean, it's only a matter of time before wrestling becomes a professional sport then, right? Because you're going to have so much money getting dumped into it at the college level. These investors are going to eventually want a payoff, right? To me, the only way to get paid off would then be to then eventually have a professional league in which they could get paid off in. I don't know.
There's a thought, and someone could make the argument, Zach, that you know what, wrestling is going to get. Okay, you have your youth; they're just starting to get to that level of I'm going to enter sports. Wrestling is going to start to bag some more high-level athletes. You know, to the core.
They know they'll get paid
because we know there's money in that sport now too.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Go watch the FIFA Uncovered documentary on Netflix. It's about the whole FIFA organization and how, I guess, corrupt it was, how basically they made their own company and then sold all their advertising rights to their own company, and it was all basically... And, however, the lead guy, Sepp, I forget his last name, was never charged. Technically, like... You could make the argument. I concluded watching that and said, dude, I could make the argument he didn't do anything illegal. He created this company and then created the rules on how the company votes, and then the people who made the votes were paid off, and you could say that's illegal, but is it illegal? It's his company. That's how they determine the votes. I don't know, but I mean, I made a very bad case defending that, but this kind of reminds me of that. What it's evolving into is, it's kind of just going to be pay to play, and there's loopholes, and figure it out.
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing is we're kind of in limbo land right here.
Yeah, we need
It's
to get
almost
through
like,
limbo
okay,
land.
this is what we have. Let's stop beating around the bush. It is pay to play. It's a professional level now. And
Limbo land. That's a great...
Yeah, the thing is then to have it structured and to try to apply rules that kind of keep, like you say, a dynasty is not bad for the sport. It's good for the sport. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, as a Penn State fan, I kind of like being a little worried. It gives it that extra excitement when you win, whether it be a duel or the national championship.
Well, it's more gratifying when you don't dominate.
Now, this past year, Penn State won by 100 points, and you say, well, that couldn't have been really exciting for you. No, I had plenty of fun.
Yeah.
I had plenty of fun there. But let me just say, no, I do. And I think Penn State, it's not going to be like that this coming year. There's some real contenders.
How about while we're all in limbo land, which I think is a great name for this episode, Russia's pulling out of the Olympics, the money now coming in NIL, and now me and Kevin touched on Friday night's episode, these rule changes, a year now after. Mm-hmm. Some of the takeaways a year after the 3-point takedown, along with everything else. Maybe some of your takeaways.
Well, when you look at the stats afterwards, it isn't exactly what we anticipated, is it? If you've seen all the stats.
And I believe, did you speak to the same individual? I cannot remember his name at the Claw event, who spoke on a study that's currently being conducted that will reveal that there was actually not more points scored.
Yeah, I heard someone talking about that. Yeah.
We spoke to, I believe it, I want to say it was the announcer at the Claw Invitational. I cannot remember. But you were there.
I was there.
And he said a study is being conducted that will reveal that it is an illusion that wrestlers were actually more active, I believe is how he...
But overall, I think if you polled all wrestling fans right now, it'd be overwhelming that, okay, we like the 3-point. And, some of these rules are just, wrestlers are experts. Wrestlers and coaches are experts at working around the rules. Great example. You hang a leg for a 5 count. You 5 count, you're getting busted with stalling. Well, how hard is it? You got the leg. 4. Stop the count. Then you went right back and grabbed the leg. 1, 2, 3. And there's ways around, and the same thing. It's just, the whole thing about we've seen this version of the Claw and how action packed that was. And I said last episode that kind of spoiled you. That spoils you. You've seen that much action going on that now I am even more adamant that we've got to eliminate boredom during our matches, or i.e. stalling. But there's so we got to make more changes in the rules for the good of the sport. And you say, like a lot of people are arguing, this whole Bassett thing is great. It might be good for the sport, I'm telling, my angle is I can't put it into words. Someone much smarter than me could be able to put this into words. But there's something bad about that. Not maybe bad. There's a down part about that I can't put my finger on, or I can't put in the words. Like, that is not how I want to grow the sport first and foremost. Not off of big personalities or whatever, or UFC nose-to-nose drama going on. I'm not saying that's bad or that wouldn't help the sport. But
tell me another way to grow it then.
The best way to grow it is to make the matches nothing but action-packed. Eliminate the boredom from the matches. Put some other rules in there where you ain't got seed protecting going on, and we're showing up for a big match and one of the guys are held back because don't want to hurt a seed any. Just some ways to address that, and then market it. Market it wisely. And that could mean anything I brought up just as a joke, but as more I thought about it, I thought, daggone, that's not a bad idea. Let's have a celebrity wrestling match, just one match, right before a big duel. Say we got Iowa, Penn State, okay? Well, let's have Ashton Kutcher versus Tom Cruise. Actual wrestling match. Pay the man.
Okay.
Pay the man.
Limbo.
What? And have
now
betting
now
odds.
you're off in complete fantasy land.
That's right. Have you like
and Chael
want to bet?
Sanderson.
Go bet. We could be betting. We could have some quite. Hey, let's have Ben Askren take on that guy that put his knee in his face.
Masvidal, who just fought Diaz. We're going to touch on that. But before we move on, Chael Sanderson, big advocate, loves the three-point takedown. Not shocked you love the points. After.
Well, I went down.
You tend to fall in his footsteps, don't you, over there?
I went down goofy lane there a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, there's experts out there that know how to market. You can't tell me that's not true.
Okay.
Look at UFC. What they did, they've marketed that sport right to the top.
Yeah, well, look at boxing. Diaz Masvidal, a match. I don't know if you saw it. My takeaway: if you think wrestling has problems, go look at the referee, the judges in boxing. What a circus clown show that is! Boxing. Hello, that's not. I mean, that's like one thing to figure out. That's not even hard, dude.
Casual fan Drew.
Well, we'll bring him in. Let's not talk to him right now. We'll bring him in later.
I was hoping you disagree with him just so we could flare Zach up a little bit. Okay, so I decided we need to concentrate. Let's get rid of all this negative stuff, and let's concentrate on the positives. Okay? First off, we have a possible big something brand new, a match at Beaver Stadium. Positive. I'm thinking it's obviously should be Oklahoma State. It should be. I wouldn't want to wrestle Penn State, but David Teller is that might be a feather in his cap to Chael. Here, Chael, I'll sacrifice my team to you at your big little Beaver Stadium event. I hope it's Oklahoma State. I really do.
Boo.
Okay.
I hope it's Iowa.
Okay, well, that would be cool too. Then we have Iowa. Well, that's good news. Why is Iowa good news? Well, obviously, the heat is on, and they have to get into a contention range quickly. And Tom was willing to do anything. We heard from Terry last episode. They're buying people right and left. They're going to be a factor. It's going to be a fun match against Oklahoma State. It's going to be a fun match against Iowa State. It's going to be a fun match against Ohio State.
Yeah,
and
we touched
Penn
on
State.
Ohio State a couple weeks ago.
Much less, I don't know how Michigan shakes out. In other words, Iowa just attracts
fans.
Yes, and part of it is the brands because it's easy to root against that intensity. You see that intensity. That I'm insecure. I'm a little bothered with that intensity. Not sure how much power that has behind it. Let's hurry up and calm that down before it flares up over there. That's another good thing. I said about marketing, Let's put mics on the coaches for the big duels. That's marketing. You're telling me having a mic on the brands, even Chael won't hear much over there, but you can't tell me that wouldn't be smart marketing. Anyway, see, I came up with something. I like to keep things real, okay? To me, you put, like on the ref, some sort of, like dog color, where you can shock it, give the fans a button, and if things get too boring, the fans can start. If too many of them buttons get pushed, the ref gets shocked. You're not calling stalling.
They probably have that over. They probably have
It'd be something
that
to watch.
Overseas.
Huh?
I've seen car boxing, underwater. I mean, they got wild stuff overseas, man.
Anyway, the real excitement is, and we have to wait. The coming excitement is the Olympics, all the great matchups. There are plenty of great matchups coming, and we'll see. And we're
going to touch on more. And
but we have the coming college season, and just
right around the corner.
You know, if I said to you, is there one single matchup, potential matchup, likely matchup that happens this year that you're most anticipated for? What would that matchup be? What is your first?
I don't know off the top of my head. You're gonna give me a couple minutes. Come back to me on that.
I mean, a lot of people are naturally gonna. Let's assume Strachey's at 97. Okay. By the way,
what about Messenbrink and who's coming back? O'Toole's coming back.
Well, Messenbrink, he might actually. If you want my opinion, who's Messenbrink's maybe biggest challenger? It's not Caliendo. It might be Bearclaw. Remember, Bearclaw gave Messenbrink a close match at that early tournament.
Yeah,
Bearclaw will be on that stand, folks.
Yeah. Now coming out of Panera Bread University, where she transferred to.
This guy here, which if you put him back there, I don't know what to think about this guy. It's Ndeni and Denny.
Masanomo
and Dene. Okay. Folks, he looks like an animal.
Went to Wisconsin.
He looks like the real deal, and he's going to be at Wisconsin at 97, and it's going to be very interesting having a guy like that in there. That's a guy like that.
Bono needed it,
and just shock people. But here's a couple matchups that I really am looking forward to.
Give us your two early. Greatest matchups this season.
A lot of them are in 285 because I, for one, folks, believed that we had one of the most exciting matches coming up in Bastida or Kirkleviet. Bastida Feldman, Bastida Hendrickson, Bastida Keeter. Any one of them. Bastida, I thought, was a real threat. Now, do I think he would have beat Kirk? No. But it could have got interesting.
He had the broken finger, right?
Yes, but with the speed, I was saying last year, Kirk better wrestle a smart match and not be diving in from too far away because Bastida's going to run around back and it's going to be a very easy 3. And next thing you know, I got to start wrestling desperate because this guy's got a lead on me. I'm just saying, I'm really looking forward to this 285. Whether Christian Carroll we anticipate might be down to 97, but Pitzer, Pitzer from Pitt, that dude, if he's got a little more size than he did last year, he's a real deal. How about, here's a name everybody forgets, Trumbull could be. Everyone just has Kirkleviet written in as the next champ, and most likely Kirkleviet, he's going to be very hard to beat because he looks hungry to me. He looks like he's improving. He's in that program that Penn State has that apparently you've got figured out how they succeed or something. I don't know.
Video coming soon. The Penn State secret revealed.
Anyway, it's working with Kirk. But I'm telling you, whether it's Bastida, whether it's Trumbull, whether it's Keeter, Feldman, or Hendrickson, Pitzer, even Schultz. But I watched that match with Schultz last year, and I think it was with against Zach Elam, actually. That officially will always go down as the worst wrestling match I've ever seen. Worst officiated wrestling match I've ever seen. And
I stood there and did nothing. I was against Diaz.
well, he was on my fantasy team, so it made me particularly angry.
Yeah.
And I needed him to win. Anyway.
Are you going to go through that whole list?
No, I'm just going to pick out a couple to see, whether 84. That's if Strachey goes 97. If Barr is at 84, it'll be interesting seeing Barr against some of these guys. Barr Brands. That sounds like a very interesting matchups to me. Barr Plot.
Looking forward to seeing Brands back out on the mat.
A lot of people just have, it'll be Kekheisen and Plot again in the finals. Not so fast, folks. We got some major. Will Fish get better?
How about this? Can I say my sleeper pick for the year?
TJ Stewart.
Nelson Brands.
Oh.
Coming back with a vengeance.
Well, how about TJ Stewart? We had a fantasy guy
TJ Stewart around.
pick TJ Stewart, and I thought, what? Well, he knew what he was talking about. Stewart is the real deal, and he's coming.
I'll take Brands.
That'll be a great match.
Brands is coming back.
The only person
hungry, humble dog.
The only person that could threaten Kekheisen is Strachey if he would go 84 instead of 97. Same with 74. 72 is locked up. Forget Walsh. Forget Hamidi. Forget Arnold. Forget Wolak. Haynes isn't going to wrestle. I would say Haynes might be a threat, but I see Haynes redshirting. I hope he redshirts just because Facundo's got to be in there. But O'Toole will own 74. Kekheisen will own 84. You could say Strachey will own 97 if that's where he goes and he gets enough size on. A lot of people think Kirk Levitt will own 285. I disagree, as I just previously stated. We go down to 65. Messenbrink owns that. No one's going to get close. I don't know. You can't convince me. Ramirez, Caliendo, Amin, any of them. Okay, now we get fun at 57. But in all seriousness, if he's completely healed, he doesn't have concussion things, Shapiro's not going to just dominate. Panera Johnson is going, him and Shapiro. That's a matchup I want to see. I want to see that.
I feel like we never saw 100% Shapiro last year.
Kasak. How about Kasak?
See what he follows up with.
Dude, that 57's going to be fun. And Andrell Teller from Nebraska. Very, very tough, but a teamer, possibly. 49's going to be very interesting. 57's right now my most fun weight class, but now then you bring up 49. You got Henson, our returning champ. You got Van Ness, who you remember a couple years ago we talked, or how many months ago we talked about Van Ness never losing again, and then he got hurt. Okay. What's that? Look. Okay. Ty Waters, love it. Love it. If we could try to talk him out of doing a little less girly stances, okay, and more hardcore wrestling. The dude's tough. Lovett's tough. And he's very skilled.
Should have won last year.
Yeah. Echemendia. That might be your champion. I'm telling you, if he continues to progress like he did from 2 years ago to last year, if he makes another jump, you can't tell me Echemendia is not in the running to win that. And then you got Parco in that. Keenan Webster, which obviously is a stud. But 49 overtook 57 for me is the funnest weight. 41 is the best weight top end. You got the big three. Or really, you want to say the big four, the semifinal there, whether it be Mendez against Hardy, Alirez against Bartlett. That's going to be a fun little semi there. Okay, and the only thing is, again, this comes to refs making a match a good match. Because if a ref isn't pushing for these guys to go, we could have a match like Alirez and Mendez in that all-star classic that we just watched. Boring. Like, force the action. Make these two go for it. That was boring. And for nobody really, it doesn't matter when your record, it doesn't matter. How are you two not going for it? You both wrestled not to lose, and it was embarrassing to everything. The event, to you, everyone involved. It was an embarrassment going out there and wrestling to lose. If you're going to wrestle to win. Okay.
Mendez won, though, right? Yeah.
Well,
Mendez won.
Well, if that's what I guess. No one won. 33 would be fun if Ayala is up, because Ayala and Crookham would be a great match. Bazakis keeps coming. He could be a factor. Of course, Bailey, looked how good he was. Ragason's always tough. I like the spunk in Ragason. He's got a lot of spunk to him. And, of course, to me, at 125, Liliendahl and Figueroa and Volk and Ramos, them four, any combination of them four matching up is exciting to me. What's my favorite weight? I guess I go with 49. 49 is my number one weight for next year. 57 is my number two weight. And I probably would, I don't know, I guess 41 would be my third best weight. I mean, besides the big four, you got some real possibility. This Chael Hughes from Oklahoma State. This kid's a stud. Let's see how much of a stud he is. Happel, Jack, Lemley. There's a lot of absolute studs there. So there's good news. We got Olympics, and we got a very exciting college season coming up. Whether it's individually, I think it'll even be exciting in the team event. Certainly it'll be exciting for trophy teams. But to win it, is there any real contenders to Penn State? Maybe not, but it's going to be closer than last year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, folks, we're going to take a short 30-second break and be right back after this. We're going to bring producer Jayme and UFC expert Drew on the show, touch on Diaz, Masvidal, and also I have some other topics I want to run past them. So, folks, we'll be right back.
Who in this industry is telling us their pants fell to the ground, or they killed 2 deer with their car, or they need to lose weight? Zach used to act professional and was almost reserved in his presentation. Now it's screaming and skits.
You better not watch BEG Wrestling. Tuesdays with Wayne. Fridays, live with fan call-ins, live instant reactions, exclusive interviews, and yes, even skits. BEG Wrestling on YouTube and Spotify now. Just watch at your own risk.
All right, folks, we're back here with UFC Drew and producer Jayme.
Casual fan Drew.
Yeah, casual
fan Drew on this 4th of July.
Long time no talk.
Been a hot minute.
Yeah.
And old Jayme. Hey, yeah. Jayme, good job on them Friday nights.
Thanks.
Look at you.
We're making improvements.
You know, if you don't mind me saying, before Zach gets started, there was a couple times I wrote a comment, and I was waiting for you to cut in. Mm-hmm. And I noticed you were a little mispolite this last episode. Oh, I got to be polite. Don't want to talk over.
I didn't even know you were.
You got to get in there.
Well, see, I feel like he goes back and forth. One week he's telling me to go and chime in. The other week he's telling me I'm talking too much. It's just like, you know, I'm trying to find it.
Well, if you had any idea the stuff that all the stuff Dad tells me to change every single week after every show, dude, you don't have a clue.
Someone's got to.
But
yeah.
Jayme and Drew here. Listen, I got a question. The hot topic in NCAA right now: weed is legal.
It's about
okay.
time.
Wow.
Is that good or bad for the sport? And I want to know, who do you guys think the first wrestler going to go out there and wrestle a match high? Huh? Someone's going to do it, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's already been done. It's just no one knows yet. It's been happening, probably. I don't know. Just a casual fan, so I can't comment on it.
As a casual fan.
I don't actually know any names.
I was going to start saying guys I graduated 4 years ago, but I don't know.
Well, I do know you watched that Diaz-Masvidal fight, and I'll tell you my takeaway was Diaz as the least powerful fighter I think I've ever watched in my life. I don't even know how he won that match.
I hate Jake Paul, but what he said is true. That dude, he has no power on that.
None.
I mean,
he couldn't knock me out, dude. I'm not even joking. I wouldn't even have to body him up.
Thing is, I agree with Masvidal. I don't like Masvidal. Just body. Islam, they're coming after all of them.
Masvidal got the loss though. The
2 rounds they gave him. That's
horrible.
insane,
dude.
And look where it was
out
at.
there
It was
in
in
California.
Anaheim. Yeah,
How
it's out
corrupt
there.
is boxing? We complain about wrestling rules.
Jayme, you know your brother talks about bodying people up. Did you by chance see that picture of Zach standing beside Drama King in the last episode?
I did not. But I can
I look
only.
buff, baby.
Does he look buff?
I look buff.
Well, we
feel
just
like-
discovered Zach. Your sister doesn't watch the.
She
doesn't watch the episodes.
Oh, I know.
Does not watch the episodes.
She's producing episodes, so she doesn't have time to
Exactly.
catch up yet. So she's working on it. She's working.
Yeah.
It was
I know.
so dramatic. Here is nothing but rock,
Right.
and then Zach. I'm
a rock. I was just a slightly smaller rock.
A stone. A little pebble.
Something, man. I
No,
don't know,
I agree
dude.
though. Boxing though, it is. It's. I agree. What Masvidal said. He said every time he hit him, he would Diaz do the patented. Oh, I'm laughing. It's not hurting me. Listen, when someone smiles or someone does that, they're hurt. It shows that they're hurt.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, that didn't hurt me. You're acknowledging that you just got hurt. That's it's a giveaway. So.
And Masvidal had the only power punches. I just don't understand.
And that's all he's been. I'm surprised. I thought it would go maybe Diaz by stoppage late because Diaz does have a tank. He can go all night like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not a fast pace.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very.
You can
I'm
just
just
take-
on you.
He's got a chin, dude.
Yeah.
You're not gonna knock him
He's
out.
never been knocked out.
Yeah.
He's never been dropped like that.
But
so
it's just boring. It's
it
just
is.
like he's throwing
Yeah.
50% punches
It's
the
sparring.
entire
So,
time.
just like the other week, Chael Sonnen came back, the bad guy.
Oh,
and
watch
he-
Chael up
and
against
Anderson Silva.
Yes, and
Sparring,
Anderson
though.
Silva.
It was sparring though. It was just
Yeah. And
Who
it
won
was,
that?
It was weak
draw.
sauce.
A draw.
a draw.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
it was two old men rolling
Yeah.
around, dude. They were kind of taking it easy. They weren't
Everyone
going
plays,
all serious.
everyone wins.
Yeah, it's one of them things, dude.
Draw.
But Chael claimed the victory
Yeah,
at the end.
I
But,
actually thought a draw was probably fair, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
it was, I said it. That was.
One
I
draw
think it
I'm
was
okay
meant to
with.
be a draw, dude.
Yeah.
Like they.
Probably before they knew that.
Jamie,
Yeah.
when Drew's watching these fights, do you watch them also?
Sometimes I'll watch, but
Usually not.
I am like out by like 11 is my max. So
Speaking of watching, are you guys watching House of Dragon right now?
I'm not.
Game of Thrones, House of Dragon now. Folks, you'll see this on Tuesday night, but Sunday night, that's tonight. That's in a couple hours. I'm rushing home after
Hurry
this
up.
because tonight's episode called Dance of the Dragons. Listen, if you haven't watched it now, you're going to want to start watching it because tonight, episode 4 of House of the Dragons is quoted as being one of the premier episodes of cinema of all time.
Wow.
All time. Tonight.
Wow.
And apparently, this episode in itself puts House of Dragons on the same level Game of Thrones, which maybe if you haven't watched that, I would ask you, what are your favorite TV shows? I have the official list of all time greatest TV shows here.
Okay,
Number 1,
okay.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Number 2, Game of Thrones.
Never watched
Number 3,
either.
Chernobyl.
Nope.
Well, that counts as a little shocker.
0 for 3.
Sopranos.
Okay.
0 for 4.
Band of Brothers. The Wire. Better Call Saul, Stranger Things. Boy, that's a latest recent one there. Sherlock, Peaky Blinders, Twilight Zone, Fleabag. I'll put the whole list so you can see them up there.
Wow.
The Office on there.
Okay.
Yes.
Way too low.
far down.
Narcos,
Way too low.
Mindhunter. You guys watch
Seinfeld, way too low.
Yeah.
Have you watched Mindhunter on Netflix?
No.
Underrated show. A little
Okay.
slow in the beginning. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They have that above Seinfeld. Now that's good.
Yeah. Freaks and
Also,
Geeks.
have you watched Tires on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
watch Tires. Now
Love
that
Tires.
is
That's
funny.
a good
Love
one.
tires.
Zach, this dragon show, you're like, will the dragons be holding lightsabers? I'm just
Sometimes.
trying to get a
No.
premise
Sometimes
with
they
this
do.
show.
The question-
Do I need to wear a tin hat while I'm watching this?
Yeah, are you going to stop and grab your wand and cape before you get home in time to watch that? Oh, guys, the Dragon Show is on
the
tonight.
dragon, dragon time.
It's like that one mock interview I put up with that guy. It's like,
We were in the middle of our tournament where my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
They said it was too much glitter.
Crime scenes splattering glitter everywhere.
Which I told my buddy that wasn't the right spell because that uses a lot of glitter.
I wasn't ready.
Oh,
Crazy world.
Well, all right, I want to go down the line here. Like, give me your top 3 TV shows of all time. Dad, give us you're the oldest here. You should grab the top list.
Okay.
All right, let me brainstorm.
Top shows of all time.
Top 3.
I'm going 1. I'm going Game of Thrones. Okay.
Oh, the show you were just making fun of?
The dragon! The dragon!
The Dungeons and Dragons and Wizards?
Okay.
Wow, what a loser.
It was a little entertainment there.
out.
Okay. 2, I got to go The Wire. And 3, Breaking Bad. But I got to say, I'm disappointed that The Office and Seinfeld somehow can't squeeze in there. And Band of Brothers. That's some of the best
Okay, I need
video ever.
I watched Band of Brothers a long time ago. You know, The Office is coming out with a new season.
No.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
They're reuniting.
No.
I know.
Oh, they're reuniting?
I think they're
Is Steve
reuniting.
Carell
Yeah,
in?
I think they're all.
No.
Get out of here! I
About
think
a
that's
band of
happening.
brothers. Yeah, let's
I think
go.
that's happening. But okay, so wait, yours are The Wire, Breaking Bad, and
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Okay,
That's
Drew?
my 3.
Okay.
Well, The Office is up there for sure for me. Probably number 1.
It's tough when you're combining serious shows and
Right.
humor.
Yeah,
but
it is tough. You know, I'm not a Walking Dead fan. All that stuff never got me. I do love a good Netflix series. It's just it's called True Story by Kevin Hart. I enjoyed that one.
What is that?
That's a movie though.
No, it's a show. It's
Oh,
like
is it?
it's like a 9 episode, just one season.
I think it.
Okay.
Zach,
True Story.
Isn't that
True Story.
is that a chick flick? Chick flick?
It can
Is
be.
that a true story?
I just kidding.
I have watched it sitting down peeing before, so I mean maybe it is. Yeah, I like that one. And you know, man.
By the way, I sit down and pee. Less mess.
I agree.
Oh, okay, enough.
Enough.
We got scolded
toilet
last
humor.
time.
Enough
talking
toilet
about
humor, dude.
Yes. Okay.
Believable.
Oh, number 3. Man, that's tough, man, because I don't have like cable, so I'm not a big. And if I'm too far behind, I don't want to get into something. So if someone says you got to watch this, it's like 12 seasons. I'm like, I'm no way watching that.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I know they take a lot of time. Not a lot of time nowadays.
Nope. So
All right.
if I think of one, I'll pop back in.
right.
But Jamie's
Okay, that's your
watching
top
way
2.
more.
Jamie, go ahead.
Okay, this is hard for me too, and I feel like nobody's gonna like relate. I would have to say one of my favorite was Haunted Hill House.
Yeah.
Oh, you stole mine, dude. Are you serious?
That's like one of like I
is
feel like
good.
when
I
you
forgot
know
about
it's
that
a
one.
good show
The
when you're
Haunting
like
of Hill House.
Yeah.
having like a mourning process after it's over.
Yeah.
It's like you're like kind of depressed that it's over. I really liked Handmaid's Tales. I know
Yeah,
it's kind
Handmaid's Tales was
of
good.
dark, but I really
That was
liked that
good.
show.
Handmaid Tales?
Yes,
It was on Hulu.
It was on Hulu.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
And
Ran too deep. to
Okay,
my
2
opinion.
dark shows.
Yes.
What's your
Very
favorite
morbid.
there?
Is,
Dark
Okay,
Mistress,
all right.
Queen Dracula
If
over
I-
here.
No, she just watched the guy who has 1,000 kids or something like that. The creepy.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna go into like crime series and
I
stuff
started
because I
that
could
and
go
then-
crazy there. But I like okay, if I want to go lighter, like I loved Working Moms.
Yeah, that
For
was
all my
funny.
working moms out there,
That was
that's
funny.
a really funny series.
Weeds was funny.
Oh, Weeds.
Weeds was
I
funny.
loved.
I'm watching
Man,
a
I
little
do
bit of
like
that.
chick
I also
flicks, I
just
guess.
started watching Lost. Has anyone watched Lost?
A while ago.
I know that's
Zach,
Is that
on
like
this list.
dinosaurs and stuff?
before you
Top
give us
50
ours
list.
or yours,
Yeah.
it kind of makes things understanding how Jayme could have gotten as frightened as she did when someone with a ski mask, or what kind of mask was that?
I think it was a
Is it
scream
an
mask.
alien?
Scream
or
scream
something?
mask.
It was a white scream mask.
And they
pranked
poked
her.
their head in Jamie's
I don't think I
kitchen
can-
window. It was at night. Drew wasn't home. It was
It
just
was-
Jayme and the kids. And she looks up, and there's this mask
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking in her window.
Yep, that's-
What happened,
I
Jamie?
think anyone would have
How
been
did you
terrified
react
from that.
to that?
I reacted as any sane person would, and I said calmly, "Children, go in the room, and I'll go outside and handle this."
Actually-
and I went outside and handled it.
I don't
Actually, what
think
happened
so.
was she said, as her back was against the hallway, window facing this way, she said, "Carson and Mila, can you peek and see if it's still there?
I was ready to
Can
look.
you see if it's still there?"
Okay. Listen, okay, I know everyone's had experiences like this when you're like, have this irrational fear that someone's following you or like someone's looking in the window and you're like, this is ridiculous. Like you look, no one's there and you're like, okay, like it's fine. This was the first time in my life when I had this irrational fear and I looked and there's a creature looking in my window. So I was like...
Now, when you had the whole entire police unit over there, the 8 cars, you made the call.
SWAT team.
It was
and
a prank.
SWAT team was there.
Yeah. He's like, okay, spell your name for me. And I'm like, I'm positive he's putting me on like the crazy list. Like, don't rush over if this girl calls because she's absolutely insane.
It turns out to be your brother.
It was my brother.
Yeah,
yes.
It was absolutely.
Joke could have went
Sounds like a movie.
bad. Yes.
Yeah, it was terrifying for sure. So.
I have all my windows open at all times, even at night in my house.
Oh,
and I know none of my neighbors ever do. And you know how easy it is to see in people's houses. Mm-hmm. People obviously are able to just see me living my entire life in its duration, including both those girls. But okay, that's your 3?
Yeah, that's my 3.
All right, I'm gonna get to my
Good
3
three,
here,
good
and
3.
you guys already named some of my 3, so I'm gonna name 3 that you guys have not named.
Okay.
Starting with Black Mirror on Netflix.
That's a good one.
Black Mirror,
That
very
is a
interesting.
good-
All futuristic, theoretical shows there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about True Detective? Now, I've argued the first season of True Detective is the greatest season of all-time television. Dad, you've watched it.
Yes.
True Detective.
Back in that
Matthew
statement?
McConaughey.
I thought,
And
I was waiting for the fireworks,
Kinda
and it was, what it was like? It was like watching a wrestling match where there was a lot of stalling involved. A lot of stalling. Zach somehow was fascinated about when he was crimpling up the beer can and turning it into animals.
I made a wrestling short out of
I
that.
know.
That's what that was from.
Greatest scene of all time.
Copper Boy.
I didn't
Copper
get it. It
Boy.
was greatest scene. What?
That wasn't even me, dude. That was
I could see
yeah,
if
that's
you
right.
mentioned a couple scenes from The Godfather, where it was iconic lines that they delivered at the right time. And Zach says, "Here's the greatest scene right here," and I didn't get it.
Well, that's unbelievable. Because let me tell you something about that short that I made. People have no idea the thought and detail that went into that. What I said literally rhymed and mimicked what he actually said in the show. The only way you know this is if you go back and then watch it right after watching my skit and you say, that is actually brilliant, genius, dude. Sire and ignorance.
Yes. This is what I'm talking about.
This is what I mean when I'm talking about Tom and Gable and Ferraris. There are bigger ideas at work. Mainly, what a show between now and the finals for our laughs and amusement. 14 straight hours of staring at TDs and these.
These are the things you think of. You ever done that?
You ever done that? You see, we all got what I call a life trap.
Has Gene deep certainty that things will be different? That you'll move to another city and meet the people that'll be the friends for the rest of your life?
And you will win a title without the drills? Brooks is resilient. Overexposure, just a duck under won't do. Fancy cars disguised as Mr. Fast Twitch stuck in Fantasyville?
Until the very end. And closure. No. Nothing is ever over. There's such a desperate sense of entitlement, isn't it? Surely this is all for me. Me? Me, I.
Tom's so much fun, I told him, right?
To realize that all your life, not all your love, all your hate, all your memory, all your pain, it was all the same thing.
Thing was the same dream, a dream that you had inside of the wrong room. A dream that Tom may have put a curse on. But that's why I'm here, Zach. I am a true detective. By the way, did you hear they have another season coming out? But let me tell you a secret, Zach. Let me tell you one secret that I found. Now, don't tell anyone. AJ won't wrestle at Iowa.
He simulated what he said, but then changed it into wrestling. Never get the respect, dude.
No.
Anyway.
It comes late, though. Someone will see it and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, after I'm long and dead, they'll say, wow, that dude was kind of smart, maybe. Finally, my last one I'm going to have to go with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, just because that is hilarious.
It's funny.
I'd say my role model is probably like Mac. That's who I try to be. Mac.
That is a funny show. I do agree.
No, but I'm also big on Game of Thrones. The Wire was going to be in my top 3. Haunting of Hill House was going to be in my top 3. Stranger Things. You guys have watched Stranger Things, right?
2 seasons after that, it went too far. I'm
That's
out.
my thing.
Jump
It's
the shark.
I get into these shows, and then it's like, I don't know if it's just so long, or it's like the last
jumped the shark.
there's huge spans of time in between them, so like I kind of lose the interest at that point.
Jayme, didn't you ever watch Breaking Bad? Like that, you simply can't. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Okay, I stopped watching it. I haven't been able to finish it because of that reason. Yeah, it was like 20 episodes in a row that I was like, oh, that's over. And then it was almost too like, okay, the boy who cried wolf. Oh, here we go. What kind of magical trick's gonna happen in this episode? It's like MacGyver, dude. Like every single episode, MacGyver figures it out. You know it.
Yeah.
There's been so many. We've started so many seasons where we're like, this is so good. One with Kevin Bacon and Jessica Biel. What is that one called?
Oh,
Twisters 2 coming out soon, by the way.
Yes.
But you just made me think of that. We watched Twisters. Me and Kelly watched the original
I do
Twister.
love the original Twister.
How good is that, dude?
Yes.
Twisters, baby.
I'll tell you what.
2.
Speaking of Twister, the opening scene, never forget in my life when the family's downstairs and the dad gets sucked up out of the thing.
Out of the girl. Oh, we just watched it, dude. The girls came down. And I said, Kelly, let them watch it.
Never let my mind.
I said, they're going to see
I can't imagine watching my dad just get sucked up into a tornado. I can't.
And then I said, why is he even trying to hold that door down? Dude, just go hold the pole.
Well, no, actually, I'm mad. I'm like, help me. This is him. And this is the wife.
Yeah, they're all like, look at him.
Like, dude, help. Grab my pants pocket. Something.
No, I agree.
Was it sort of like when Pam fell? You guys went rafting, and you're too far away, and it's like,
I saw it. I said,
Pam,
no.
I can't,
No. That's all I could do. No.
Yeah, well, all right. Before we move on, I just want to throw out a most underrated movie. I think it's called The Lighthouse. Remember Corey made us watch that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm out.
Go watch The Lighthouse.
I haven't watched
You want to know my favorite movie that will never be categorized as a favorite movie to somebody?
What's that?
Signs, Mel Gibson.
Oh, now that is great. That I categorize that as.
Wow, okay.
In fact, in Signs, dude, the scene when the alien. It's a half second when the alien walks and they're looking out the window.
Party.
To me, when I was a kid, that was the scariest single scene
I had a cornfield
I had
in
ever
my house,
experienced.
so I
That's
grew
so
up with
funny.
it.
I said that was
That
like a real
movie, I
alien that
loved
just
it.
walked past, dude.
Yep.
And the way they only show you a half second glimpse was brilliant.
Nerds, aliens, dragons, tin hats. Tune in, boys and girls. Tune in.
Zach's
House of
Fantasy
Dragons
World.
tonight. I don't know.
But no, my like story that I remember when I was young that like traumatized me was, what was that movie called where you would get sucked into the TV and the little
Poltergeist.
girls like, Poltergeist. And
That's another great one.
That movie traumatized me. I don't know why.
How about the first scary movie you ever watched? I know mine, The Shining. Dad let me watch it at night by myself in the dark. I remembered. That's why I'm so tough now. That was the first thing.
Classic.
And everything's been downhill since I saw Jack freeze out in the snow and snow maze.
You know, one of the best actors of all time.
Oh yeah.
Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you're distracting me.
And him in that movie is fantastic. How about
Genuinely
best actors,
scary.
actresses?
Yes.
Yeah, he's up there, I would say.
Jack Nicholson, I don't know.
My not all-time favorite, but one that isn't high on a lot of people's list, Shutter Island.
That's actually a great movie. Great
Yes,
twist
with
at
Leo.
the end.
Yes.
Leo. First off, favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio. So,
Or
love Leonardo.
here's another one that just blew you away with the. See, I always like Sixth Sense,
Also a great classic. Yeah.
but I like the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Others was another good one.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sign, Sixth Sense, and The Others.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, they're all in the same category.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
A minus, dude.
Yeah,
like,
but The Others was like the
all-timers.
first movie that I can remember when I was young that had like this huge twist. Maybe Sixth Sense. I don't know if that was before or after, but I just remember when we were young, like watching that movie.
I think it
and
was Sixth Sense.
The twist of it was just like,
Yeah, it's Sixth Sense.
just like
Yeah.
blew our brains.
Has anybody watched the Netflix movie I Hate People, I think it's called? It's
No.
got who's that girl? We just watched it. Is it 2.5? Well, cut this part out.
I don't.
I did just watch FIFA Uncovered, though. Just 3 episodes, short documentary. Fascinating. I mean, it's
FIFA
just about
soccer?
corruption of the world. It's about political corruption is what it really is. But
Well, we got plenty of places
Yeah.
to cover that.
yeah,
I've
but
seen that enough.
you know where I'm going, guys, in a couple days.
To help clean up the
Vacation.
islands?
I'm going on vacation. You guys didn't even know that. Corey's going on vacation. Can't stop telling us enough about it. No, I have to go on vacation too,
No.
guys.
Isn't that where you're going? It's a complete mess
It
now.
was a vacation.
we're
Now
going-
it's what is
yeah.
it called? A missionary tour where you go and clean up. You want to come with us, Michael
Probably,
Scott,
dude.
and go to Africa? And clean
It probably
the
is
house for
now,
you?
dude. It's one of them islands down there.
It is
Care-acao, I don't know. Kelly got mad because I said I can never remember what it's called. And I said I don't care-acao. That's where we're going. How about, I don't care. I wish we didn't have to go.
Someone's excited for vacation. I know. Jeez.
I know. But so Friday shows up in the air, folks. But I am going to do everything I can. I got my GoPro. I'm going to do a live streaming from I don't care cow.
I don't care, Kyle.
I don't care cow. Whatever country. Who knows? If it's still even there from the hurricane.
If you don't mind, I've got to ask you quick. What's
Sure.
going on with Bo?
So
Bo Nickal update.
Yeah, Bo tweeted that he is fighting at UFC 309, I believe it is.
Okay.
It's a new-
309. Where are we at right now?
It'll
305?
be 304.
304.
It's the next pay-per-view. Now there's fight
Why
night.
so far away?
I don't know. I don't get it.
309.
309. Now, if I'm correct, that's the Stipe and going to be probably John Jones. So good card to get
Ooh.
at Madison Square
Well,
Garden.
that would make sense. He only does Bo only does big cards,
Yeah.
baby.
Well, here's the thing. For instance, the guy he struggled to beat, who's that tomato can they call in the UFC, he's fighting next week. So
Interesting.
A lot of
Interesting.
months in between there, So
Is he? What are the chances he gets? A serious opponent?
nah.
None.
But I'm telling you what, watching him against Cody, man, I don't know. I don't know if it was nerves, but was not impressed. I mean, he even wasn't impressed with the fact where Dana White had to go hug him leaving the cage. Hug him. It's okay. You're great, buddy.
You know who
You're going to
was
do
impressed?
fine.
Trump. Trump was impressed.
I
Took him
knew it
golfing.
upset him. It upset
It
Bo
did.
afterwards,
Yeah.
his own
That's how you
performance.
know he's a dog.
Which makes it more, I can't believe, is that you're not chomping at the bit to
Right.
get back out
Yeah,
there.
I want to get back in there.
Yeah.
It's not like you're coming off a loss. You come off a one, you win. So it's
Yeah, I want to show people I'm better. Not that it was that horrible. It was just
it just looked like he didn't know quite really what to do. That was what it was.
You know
He
what it
was
looked
in
like to
control.
me? He was afraid to death of getting hit in the face.
Yeah,
and I like take a couple shots. There's nothing like a fighter that at some point in the fight he's so determined
You can
that he
see it.
drops his hands and says, "Go ahead."
You can see it.
You
And-
go ahead. And you know what? How many times you ever see one of them guys go down? They're so filled with adrenaline.
Yeah. It is. You can see it coming too, because once they get that big shot where that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not afraid. I can stay in the pocket now.
Yep.
I can take these shots.
Yep.
But no, it looked like Bo looked like in that moment where they had a guy that's got UFC experience, some wrestling experience. Well, obviously he's not on Bo's level as far as wrestling. I mean, not even close. But you could see on top, he didn't. To me, it looked like it was a newer guy that didn't know quite what to do. He kept going for a choke.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
everyone knows a choke, right? I mean, there's different ways to do it, but you didn't see, Kimuras. You didn't see all these different moves. Him trying to all this stuff where you can really see this guy's like Islam, he's
He's not that experienced. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Jamie.
So,
Yeah.
he's not
Trying to get his
but-
fundamentals down, man.
Jayme, $25,000 net. Would you fight another female your age, height, and weight? in a UFC fight?
I think I would.
Why would you?
Win
not
or lose, you
think
get
fight?
$25,000 net.
I would, yeah. I feel like I could do that for sure.
Wow.
Dude, I'm basically the same size as Masvidal and Diaz.
Yeah.
So, but no one's asking you.
I'm not sure what that point was.
All right, everyone.
Let's get a BEG.
What? What does that mean?
I mean, I would fight
What does that
Diaz.
mean?
I ain't worried about getting knocked out by him.
You want to talk about pay? So I saw Diaz, that sparring match he won last night. Well, whatever. Was the most he's ever made in a fight in his life.
That's crazy.
Half
But
a
I
million
believe it.
dollars.
That's why they let him win because they're gonna have a third one.
Diaz was $500,000. Jorge Masvidal got paid $300,000. But you know who the big winner was last night? Conor McGregor with a $500,000 bet for Nate Diaz to win $1.2 million. Made more than they did together.
Conor is coming back too, right? That's insane. By the way.
Speaking of the 303 cursed card that happened the other, 5 cancellations happened in that card. 5. You're talking 3 as a co-main event. 3 fights scrapped. And then Conor's fight scrapped.
Imagine Dana White.
Dude. And to still put on the show that they did, they had a call. Did you hear they called Dan Inge?
I heard
Out.
that, yeah.
He was on a couch. And they said, hey, dude, are you home? They're like, he's like, yeah. Can you fight tonight? Do you want to Do you want to fight Diego Lopez? Do you want to fight Diego Lopez? I don't know. The up and coming Mexican brawler is going to probably kill you if you come here. Yeah, I'm there. Shows up and puts on a good show. Puts on a show.
Yeah, that's what you call a man.
Yeah, that's
right
a man.
there.
That's a man.
Daggone.
All right. Well, this is a manly show, folks.
Okay.
But not only for
I don't
men.
know. In the beginning, it did.
Also,
Yeah.
That's why we have Jayme. The kids are back, folks.
All right.
Until next week, this is BG Wrestling. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
See you guys.
See you guys.